How's it going, YouTube? This is Skull, and welcome to my monthly video game pickups video for the month of April 2019. I got a lot of stuff to show off to you guys today, so stick around. Should be fun. Let's see here. I'll just get this out of the way so you can see the rest of my face for the rest of the video. The fourth Nintendo Labo set VR released this month, and I'm already picking up the Labo games in the first place, but I had to get this one because it actually looked very interesting. This is the first time in a long time that Nintendo has dabbled in VR, or their definition of VR, and I wanted to pick it up and see how it worked, and I actually haven't tried it yet, but I got Labo VR, so if I ever do want to try it, that Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda VR modes look awesome, then I'll be able to do that. Now I'm going to, before I go to anything else, I'm going to go ahead and open up this letter from a fan. It's not often that I get fan mail anymore these days, and this comes from Tegan from Florida. Hi, how's it going? So, let's see if I can't do this properly. Let's see, this says do not open until after you open the cards, so I guess I got other things to open up first here. We've got this nice little poster. I haven't actually opened most of what's in here, so let's see, we got all the different legendaries here. Maybe not all of them, but definitely a large number of them right there, which is pretty cool. We got this looks cool. We got a fan drawing of a Zippy and a Latios. It's always nice to get fan art from fans. Let's see. It says, Dear Skull, you are my favorite YouTuber, and you changed my life so much. I always love watching your new and old videos, especially Splatoon 2. By the way, upload more Splatoon 2. I'm very lonely, and I have two friends who live in another state, but your videos always cheer me up. I am your biggest fan. No one is allowed to say otherwise. Thank you for everything. I use the classic Inkling Girl. It is actually impossible to add up to 100 turf inked. The max is 99.9 thanks to hackers. So you inked the entire floor on Moray Towers twice. Please sign the Helioptile card and send it back. I guess that would be this. Let's see. Where was I? Let's see. My favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. Also say hi to Sadaze. If you remember the name, Not Skull from Splatoon 2 livestream, that was me. Ask Bixby, what do you think of Alexa? That's a great reference there. By reading this letter, you agree that I am your number one fan until the end of time. I just started a YouTube channel. It's called Butter Luigi. From Tegan. Thank you so much, Tegan. I'm going to love this fan art forever. I'll see about sending back this card to you once I sign it. I'll see if I can't do that. Just going to have to set that all aside so I don't forget and that I don't lose your address. I'm just going to set that there on the Labo. I don't see why not. Let's see, and this is wrapped in tinfoil and it says I couldn't think of a name. I really hope I don't rip whatever was in here. Because I wasn't prepared to do so much opening stuff on this video. I'm sure most of you are here for the game pickups. Please stay, or at least skip to that part. Let's see. We got several custom cards here. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna show all these off on camera for time constraint reasons, but we got like this Zippy card, which is just awesome, and they're all in that sort of style. Thank you so much. And we've got this this Helioptile made out of beads. That's always so creative seeing that. And then here at the very end, the power of Team B-Rush. When you play the Team B-Rush card, everything this paper says happens. Okay, so there's a B-Rush attack, or card in here. So, thank you so much, Tegan. I'll have to sort through all this later, but I wanted to open it up on camera. I try and do that with all my fan mail. I can at least throw this tin foil away. Ooh. I actually almost made it, too. Alright. So thank you, Tegan, for the fan mail, and now back to the game pickups. Let's see. I'll show this off next, actually. It's sort of fan mail. This came from Nintendo. So they reached out to me and asked, hey, Skull, would you like a download code for Box Boy and Box Girl for the Switch? And I said, yeah, I played that game at at PAX East. I loved it. And they not only sent me the code, they sent me these little things too. Aren't they adorable? They're box boy and girl. That's just awesome. So thanks Nintendo for the display pieces. So awesome. Okay, I'll go ahead and open up this too, because this is technically also fan mail, even though it's not exactly mail. It's I have a friend who lives in Canada and who works at an EB Games up there, which is their equivalent of GameStop, and they were getting rid of most of their Wii U games. Almost every retailer by now has either gotten rid of their Wii U games or they're desperate to. So you can get them for really, really cheap. And she managed to get me these Wii U games. I think there are 6 total. Coordinated with me, made sure they were all games I was missing, and they were. Thank you so much, Kimi. So, let's see, we got The Crude's Prehistoric Party, which at one point was one of the most expensive Switch games. It was one of the most valuable Switch games. Now it's not. I think the most expensive Switch game that I'm missing is Devil's Third. Anyway, Just Dance 2014. One more the Just Dance game to knock off my list. I think I'm only missing one now, 2017. Mario Kart 8, which at one point was my first Wii U game ever. It came bundled with my system, but I sold it because I upgraded to Deluxe, but I needed it again for my Wii U collection, so here it is. And the great thing about this is, since I still have that Wii U, I can just plop this disc in, even though it's a different disc. As long as it's the same game, I still have all my save data. Sing Party, Skylanders Trap Team, and that might finish it for the Skylanders games. I don't remember. Maybe I'm missing one or two. And The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I'm not a Walking Dead fan, but it is a Wii U game I needed. So, on top of that, she ended up sending me tons of extras, including the Pokemon Adventures Volume 1. I love this manga. This is what the creator of Pokemon considered to be the closest incarnation of what his original vision of the Pokemon world was. So, thank you so much for this. I love Pokemon Adventures. Super happy to have Volume 1 now. Also sent me some Super Mario socks, which, come on, that's awesome. And several of these. Pokeballs. Let's see if I can't find one with the thing intact. I think this one. Okay, yeah. These are Pokeballs that come with little Lego-like figures inside. As you can see, that's Pidgey. And there's a few Pokeballs here with different Pokemon inside of them, which I'm going to have to put together. But thank you so much for all the extras. We just coordinated the games. Didn't mention anything about the extras, so thank you so much. Okay, now, what I actually picked up this month for myself. Speaking of the Wii U, I ended up buying 2 Wii U games. This one I got off of eBay. This was 007 Legends, which I got solely because I'm trying to complete a Wii U collection, so I'm going to need this eventually anyway. And the reason I got this month instead of any other game is because this is the first one alphabetically. Excuse me. This is the first one alphabetically if you sort of A to Z and then put the numbers before the A. This is the only Wii U title with a number instead of a letter. So that's the first chronologically in my Wii U collection. And then I also got this, Axiom Verge. So the story behind this is long, so I'll spare you, but this is limited run games only Wii U release. There were 6,000 copies that went up for sale. I managed to get one. They went up while I was at PAX East, so I ordered it. Luckily, unlike most other LRG games that release these days, this one they had in hand, so within a week they shipped it, it got here, and now I have their only Wii U release, and arguably one of the harder to get Wii U releases that will ever exist. And most impressively, this is the final Wii U game. There could be more in the future. Ubisoft might say, okay, we're going to keep releasing Just Dance until 2028 on the Wii U. But as far as outside of Just Dance games, this is most likely the final ever Wii U release. And it could be the final one definitively. Which would bring the total number of Wii U games in North America to 165 when all said and done. Pretty small library, that's why I'm collecting it. Also, I was browsing Best Buy's website, and I just gotta say, I used to have a Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked membership. Basically, for $30, you would get 2 full years, so $15 a year. You'd get 20% off of any game that they sold in the store. So, if it was a pre-order, 20% off. If you go in and grab it off the shelf brand new, 20% off. If it's been on the shelf for a decade and they're trying to get rid of it and it's on clearance for $5, you get 20% off of that too. I had that, and then they discontinued the program, but if you still had the membership, then it was good until it would otherwise expire. Mine expired 2 days ago. So most of April, I was busy buying games that either I knew I would want or I pre-ordered. I have like 25 games pre-ordered for the future. Or I was just getting games that I saw were cheap and I thought, you know what, may as well get it while it's cheap and while I still have the 20% off. So I got a Vita game that they had for sale. One of the only ones they had for sale. This is called Exist Archive. I don't know what it's about, but I have a very small Vita collection. I've always felt bad about that, so I figured I may as well expand it. This was like a $5 game, so why not? Let's see here. So, I got a Wii. A Wii. Believe it or not, this is the very first Wii I've ever owned. I know they were huge, one of the biggest consoles of all time, but I never actually owned one while it was relevant. I went to high school, and the boys' dorm had a Wii, and I got so many high scores in Wii Sports. I was literally number 1 on almost every sport. But I never owned one myself. And I figured this was probably the next console for me to go after since I own every other Nintendo system except for the Virtual Boy. It's cheap enough. I ended up getting this for $30, so I'm happy. I'm never going to use it because even though this is the model that has the GameCube capabilities on it, if I want to play GameCube games, I've got an HDMI plug for that. If I want to play Wii games, I can play it over HDMI on the Wii U. This is just for the sake of owning a Wii. I think that the Wii is an underrated system. I think there's a lot of hidden gems on it. Tons of shovelware, but I'd say maybe 20% of the total library has, some playability, which, considering there's 2,000 games almost, that's actually pretty respectable. And here's one of them. This came bundled with the Wii. Active Life Outdoor Challenge. It was just something the seller threw in to help make this the sale a bit more appealing. Definitely appealed to me. So that came with the Wii, and now I own one. Let's see, I got this game, Patriotic Pinball for the PlayStation 1, also on eBay. The way eBay works is if you spend a certain amount, well, let me rephrase that. For every time you buy something, you get a certain percentage, I think it's like 1 or 2%, in eBay bucks. And after 3 months, whatever eBay bucks you have earned up to that point, you get as a reward certificate. And even if you spend, hundreds of dollars, that's still maybe $1 or $2 that you get back for eBay bucks. But anyway, point is, I had eBay bucks, so I decided to spend them, and I got Patriotic Pinball. So this was 100% free thanks to the eBay bucks from the stuff that I bought on eBay from January through March. And inevitably, I'm going to be able to buy something in July with what I buy in April, May, and June. I got the Bulbasaur Pop, which has been out for a while. I've been wanting it. Pops are just such a big rabbit hole I don't want to fall down. I already have tons over there just off camera. Pokemon especially, I'm just like, I know it's going to be a deep rabbit hole. I gotta force myself not to buy every single one. I didn't get Pikachu because I'm not going to dish out $50 for one off eBay. I know they're cheaper now, but you know what I mean. And then there's variants, and there's chases, and I'm just like, you know what? Bulbasaur now, Charmander I have pre-ordered, and Squirtle, and then maybe Pikachu if it goes down in price, we'll see. But that's what I decided. I ended up getting this from Amazon, which hadn't listed it forever. Up till now, they've mostly only been listed on GameStop's website, and they charge $8 shipping on a $10 pop, which I'm not about to do. You want to know why GameStop's going out of business? That's why. Point being, I got Bulbasaur now. We got 3 new amiibos that released this month for the Super Smash Bros. Line. We got Daisy. We got Young Link, based off of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And we have Ken from Street Fighter. So, super happy to have those 3 amiibos. I have the 3 Shovel Knight amiibos, Pokemon Trainer Pichu, and Isabelle pre-ordered, which is also 20% off of GCU. The GCU price is honored for pre-orders. So even if something doesn't release for 5 years from now, as long as I pre-ordered it with GCU, they honor that price. So those are the only amiibos that are up for pre-order that I was able to get, though. So anything after that, I'm going to have to pay full price. GCU was great for amiibo collecting, but luckily, amiibo just don't release that often anymore. I'm just thankful I have every single one, including these. And with any luck, once the final Smash amiibos come out, hopefully that's where Nintendo says, okay, we're done. I can hope. It would definitely make my collection a lot easier, but we'll see. I did get one limited run game this month that wasn't the Axiom Verge Wii U. I got Jak and Daxter, The Precursory Legacy. Limited run games has gotten a lot of great publishers now, or great developers, I guess I should say, that they're able to publish games for. Jak and Daxter, Naughty Dog, they got Game Freak with Giga Wrecker. They're probably best known for making Pokemon. They just got lots of developers that they're able to publish physical games for now. So I'm probably going to start collecting a few PS4 games here and there from them. It used to be I was going after everything, then I needed to cut back so I could focus on my Switch games. But I'm going to have to buy a few PS4 games every once in a while, because I know if I skip out, it's just going to get more expensive, even if they are open pre-orders. And in any case, Jak and Daxter, you know? I already know I'm going to love it, so why not? I was talking with, actually, the person who sent me the box, about Spyro, of all things, and I was mentioning how one of my eventual goals is to get every single Spyro game on every platform that it was released on. It's sort of like my eventual goal of getting a complete Pokemon collection, complete in box including spin-offs. It's sort of like that. Spyro should be probably a lot easier because there's no stupid rare Spyro games like Pokemon Box. But anyway, I was talking with her about that one night, and then I was so inspired, I hit up eBay. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get these. And they were, $10 each, they're what you get. So I got the only 2 Spyro games released on the original Xbox, so I have a complete Xbox Spyro collection. I got Spyro A Hero's Tale, which was the last console release before the remake, and the remake of The Legend of Spyro A New Beginning, which I actually did play. I'm trying to remember where. I did play this game once, and I actually loved it for what it was. It's not typical, Collectathon Spyro, but I enjoyed it. I love the Legend of Spyro trilogy, so there we go, a complete Spyro Xbox collection. Just one little thing to knock out of my list of things that I need. Okay, the last thing before I hit up my Switch games, I got this. What is this? That is Celebi, and inside is a GameCube disc. This is what you get in Japan if you pre-ordered Pokemon Colosseum for GameCube in 2003. Why did I get this? Because right now in my hand, I am holding the only way that you can legitimately get Celebi in Pokemon Generation 3 games. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green. This is the only way you can get Celebi legitimately without cheating. The way this works is so hard, so long, but it's legit. So I'm going to have to eventually do it. You need to play through Pokemon Colosseum in Japanese, because this is for the Japanese version. So you need to purify every single Pokemon. You essentially need 100% the game, or come close to it. Then you can use this disc to transfer a Celebi, just one, to a save file on a Pokemon Japanese Gen 3 game. Then, if you want to transfer it to your English game, you have to transfer it from that Japanese game to your English game. I'm fully expecting for this to take me forever to get a legitimate Celebi. But I have it now. And I just decided to pick this up while it's relatively cheap. It's just skyrocketing in price because more and more people are finding out about it. More and more people, especially over here in the West, have access to ways to play these games to get the Celebi. So it's going to get expensive someday. It's already a little expensive now, I won't lie. I just figured I may as well get it while I still can. And now for my Switch games. Remember when I said that GCU expired this month. I may have gone a little overboard with getting games that were either really cheap or just something to take advantage of my GCU one last time before it expired, and I don't regret a single one of these purchases. There's some of them that are not from Best Buy, and this isn't even all the Switch games I got. I got 2 small piles after this. The first one here is not from Best Buy. This is from an eBay seller. Darksiders War Bastard Edition. So if you're into the Switch collecting community at all, you might even have seen this on Twitter a little bit or in some sort of news. This game actually had a misprint cover for the first edition. They lost the red layer when they were printing the game, so the spine was black. It wasn't even black, it was just missing the red layer, so the art curved around onto the back of it, of the spine. So there was just tons of people like, oh, this is going to be a rare edition cover in the future. I don't want that. I want something that looks uniform on my shelf. So as soon as this popped up on eBay, I jumped on it. It cost just the same as retail, maybe even a little cheaper. I just wanted a way of getting this game, which I already wanted to play, but I wanted to make sure that it had the red spine. This does. This is technically the rarer version right now, but it won't be for long. So yay, Darksiders. This is a game I got from Amazon because I was ordering something for my R2-D2, which I'm sure most of you know about by now. And I needed a part, but it wasn't enough to get free shipping because I'm not a Prime member and you need to hit $25. So I was like $15 short. This was $20. I figured it's a fair trade. Dragons, Dawn of New Riders, which is based off of the Dragons TV show, based off of How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't played it yet, but it looks interesting. Okay, there was a flash sale overnight that a bunch of retailers did one random night in April, and they pretty much sold out of all their stuff instantly. Where one company, THQ Nordic, was just selling tons of games at like $10, $20 each. And I jumped in on that, and I just got a ton of games from that deal, and I'm super glad I did. Because these were all games I was missing, $40, $50 games, and I got them for half or less. And my GCU still took off 20%. Now you can see how the savings racked up. So I got, $50 games for $10. The Blob was one of them. I got The Blob 2 last month. I was missing the first one. There it is. This is actually a fun game. This is like a knockoff version of Splatoon, but it came out 10 years before Splatoon. There's a lot of remasters on the Switch. This one I've been super excited to get. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered. Classic Final Fantasy games, some of the best. Classic PlayStation 2 era games, and here they are on the Switch. Unfortunately, a North American version does not come with X-2 on the cartridge. You have to download that separately, but I'll get to that later. I pre-ordered that months ago, just now came out. Same with Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age, which when I'm recording this, I just picked up this morning. Then I spent all day editing, and I just sat down to make this video, and here we go. I haven't even plopped this into the Switch to see if there's a system update. I can put that aside right there just so I can do that. Let's see, this is another Amazon game that, I bought because I needed to get up to this $25 threshold for free shipping. What would you rather do? Buy a $10 item and pay $10 shipping, or buy a $10 item and pay $15 to get the free shipping? And just get another item out of it. That's what I did. Flashback 25th anniversary. This is one of the more graphically intense games that came out in the 16-bit, 32-bit era. This is one of the most graphically intensive 2D games that was made back at that time, and it got a re-release on the Switch. I got Gal Metal World of Tour. I've been wanting this game for a while. This is another one of those games that went on sale. Actually, it went on sale twice. The first time I ordered it from GameStop, and they canceled my order before I got there. They said, oh, someone else picked it up. If you want to know why GameStop's going out of business, that's why. But lucky me, Best Buy put it back up a few days later because they had sold out. That's why I went to GameStop in the first place. But Best Buy got a few more games in. They put it back up for sale, and it was even cheaper than the first time. I got this $50 game for, like I said, $10. And I'm super glad to have that because that's a game that I've been wanting for a while. Another one of those THQ Nordic sale games, Legend of K Anniversary. I don't know much about this game, but I do remember that it released on the Wii U with a white case. The Wii U has like these bluish cases, right? Yeah, there's Axiom Verge. But Legend of Kay released with a case like what the Wii had, you know, white, but it was still a Wii U game. There was no Wii compatibility whatsoever. So that's just something I remember about that. Lego DC Super Villains. This was another game that I ordered from GameStop. They did have this. They did give it to me for the cheaper price. Let's see. Lego Harry Potter Collection. Just one of those games that I was taking advantage of before my GCU expired. The Lego Movie 2, the video game. Let's see. This one I just pre-ordered because I knew I'd want to play it, and I was right. I love this game. Mortal Kombat 11. Not for kids, but if you're an adult, super fun. And the Switch version is great. It plays just fine. If you need your 4K graphics, no, the Switch can't do that, but it gets you the smooth gameplay. It's very responsive, and you can take it on the go. I got this because there was a flash sale that knocked off $5 plus my 20% off. I ended up getting this for about $40, $60 game. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Nice platforming game there. This is another one I just took advantage of my GCU before it expired. Nick Kart Racers. Pretty sure this was from, this is another THQ game. The Raven Remastered, which pretty sure is like a PS2 era game. This one, just another GCU thing that I took advantage of. Sega Genesis Classics, which has all sorts of great Genesis games. Like, obviously Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be one of them, but it has things like, let's just see here. It's got Columns, it's got Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. It has Streets of Rage. So if, you know, there's classic Sega Genesis games on here. And from what I understand, this was produced by Sega and using an emulation that's a lot better than what you usually get. This one I pre-ordered because there was $10 involved. You gotta think about this is, another thing about, you could do this right now actually. You can become a Best Buy member and you get points for everything you buy. So once you get enough points, they issue a $5 gift certificate. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these were just taking advantage of that. This one came with something else. Ugly Dolls and Imperfect Adventure. This, if you pre-ordered it, came with instantly a $10 reward certificate. So you buy I think this was a $50 game, you get 20% off, so that's down to $40 already. I think I used $10 worth of gift certificates, so that brings it down to $30. And then just for buying it, I got another $10 back. So there you go. Again, this is how the gifts, this is how the rewards rack up. And then I imported this from Europe, and I actually ordered this a long time ago, but it just now got here. Unravel 2. This is such a beautiful game. I love it so much. It's just great. But it didn't get a physical release in the United States, so I had to import this from Europe. This is one of my only European imports. I don't really import games that much, from Europe especially, but in general, like, I go with Japan sometimes. But the thing is, it could always see a release here later, and I'm just hesitant to do that. But with Unravel 2, I figure if it eventually comes over here, and I don't think it will because EA published it, and they do not care about anyone except their own pockets. If it eventually comes here, I'll double dip, I don't care. Let's see. Then I got 3 games from Super Rare Games. You might have noticed that I didn't show off their games every month like I used to. That's because they have this new, they've had this for a while, but I ended up taking advantage of their system where you can buy the next 3 months worth of games all at once to save on shipping, and I ended up doing that. It's more money down right now, but you're saving a lot of money in shipping in the long run. So, Super Rare Games number 13, Cube 2. Number 14, Faerun Collection. And number 15, Joe Dever's Lone Wolf. So I have all of the Super Rare games up through 15. I've been really good at keeping up with limited print games. It's just those were the only 3 that actually arrived on the Switch this month. I actually have a few in the mail from limited run games. But, yeah. Anyway. Then the final 3 games that I have to show off to you. These are all Japanese imports. I know I just said I'd barely import at all, but these I had to. We got this, which is Chocobo Mystery Dungeon. It plays in English, it has English voices, it's just the cover that's not in English. Like I've been saying, I'm on a Final Fantasy high. Once I found out this was going to be an Asian-only release, I needed to import it, so I did. And I got it together with this, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet. Why did I get this? You know exactly why. And finally, Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. Skull, didn't you show that off already? Yeah. Well, turns out the Asian version has X-2 on the cartridge. They were able to compress the data just enough and get just a slightly bigger physical cartridge capacity from Nintendo to fit both on the cartridge. No need to update, no need to patch anything. So I think of it like this. I bought Final Fantasy X from North America, and I bought X-2 from Asia. So in my mind, they're two completely different games. So that was the last thing I ordered. That's the last thing I have to show off here. Man, that was long. So thank you to everyone who sent me stuff. Thanks Nintendo for the QBs. Thanks to Tegan for the awesome stuff. I'll see if I can't mail out that Helioptile card. And thanks Kimi for the awesome package with all those games in it. And thank you all so much for watching as well. This video got long. Look at all these Switch games I got, huh? How many is this? This has to be like 25, right? This is probably bigger than a lot of people's personal collections will ever get for the Switch. I love the Switch so much. Now I gotta put all these back on my shelf. Life is tough. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back next month. I guarantee I will not have nearly this much stuff. My GCU is over.